Hello Kenyans, hello Africans. Welcome to episode 3 of this program, Afforestation, Reforestation Program. The title, Attaining 10% Forest Cover in Kenya and Beyond, a real institutional approach. It is dedicated to Kenyans and African by extension under the custody of the Presidency. I want to assume you watched episode 1 and 2. Episode 1 and 2, the program was proposed. And in episode 3, case study, the proposed program was implemented. Let us see how it was implemented. Case study, episode 3. Pascal, a 62 years old Luo male. Pascal was born in Kanyada, location of the current Homa Bay Town sub-county, Homa Bay County. He attended local schools before venturing out into town to Tamak. Pascal married at the prime age of 30 to a beautiful Kamba girl called Moeni. Wedding. Let us see how their wedding was a blessing to afforestation drive. Now, the Akamba have a tradition that requires the groom to pay a visit to the bride's home for introduction before they are allowed to wed, called Ndeo. At these introduction meetings, the man is given a list of prerequisites to meet in order to be accepted, and at his Ndeo, Pascal was pleasantly surprised to find that tree seedlings were one of the items listed as minimum requirements. To prove how much he loved Moeni, Pascal took with him 100 tree seedlings, being 10 fruit trees seedlings and 90 exotic species. Moeni and Pascal wedded at a church in his rural home in Kanyada, and members of his local church, Full Gospel Church of Kenya congregation, contributed some money to help with planning their wedding, and they decided to use part of the collections to buy 100 tree seedlings before the wedding day. On the wedding day itself, the church organized with a local vendor to make available some seedlings for sale, and 150 seedlings were bought by the wedding guests and given to the couple. So, for Pascal, the marriage institution was able to bring together 150 tree seedlings. Home establishment. Let us see how it was a blessing to afforestation. Now Pascal, according to custom, got married when he was still living in his boy's hut. When the time was right, he had to establish his home with his wife and children. He engaged his local church pastor to bless the ground. The church minister challenged Pascal to plant some trees during the ceremony, to which he yielded by availing 30 tree seedlings. The church on their side availed 20 tree seedlings as part of their contribution to afforestation in such events in an initiative dubbed Nyumba na Meeting. His age mates also brought with them 20 tree seedlings to mark the occasion. In total, 70 tree seedlings were planted at that single cultural event. Children's education. Let us see how afforestation gained. Pascal's marriage was blessed with 2 girls and 3 boys who went to school from baby class up to class 8 at a local school in Kanyada. When the children were attending school, it had become government policy to promote tree seedling production in schools to help speed up the afforestation drive. This program involved all the stakeholders in the education sector, viz. Government, parents, teachers, and learners. This program required that the parents scoop some manure and fertile topsoil from their homes and sending it to school through the learners. The children would in return take 20 tree seedlings per year back home for planting. These activities were able to generate 800 tree seedlings, that is, in bracket, 5 children, bringing home 20 tree seedlings per year for 8 good years. At high school, the same program was in place, but this time the learners will each be given 30 tree seedlings to take back home. By the time they all cleared this level of education, Pascal's home had received another 600 tree seedlings. Note: in Pascal's family, only one graduate extended the graduation party, dubbed homecoming party, to the parents' home as discussed in episode 2 under educational institution. The arrangement brought 100 tree seedlings in total. Cultural events. Let us see. Pascal's 3 sons all went through the routine of building boy's hut, Simba, and establishing home, Goyodala, all at which the local religious leader officiated. The afforestation gospel had by this time reached the entire community, and the culture of growing trees was firmly taking root. In total, 80 and 172 seedlings were availed during the Simba construction and Goyodala respectively. Note better: in each event of house establishment, Simba and Dala, the host member and the church members availed seedlings religiously and independently in an initiative dubbed Miti na Nyumba, spearheaded by the church to mark the occasion. Unfortunately, during Pascal's lifetime, he lost 2 members of his family. His wife Mweni, who was then teaching at one of the secondary schools in Homa Bay, succumbed to cancer, which has been ravaging the country, while his last-born son died of COVID-19 related complications. Rest in peace. At the time of Mweni's death, one of the daughters was a student at one of the public universities, Moi University, while the last-born son was a part-time boda rider. As earlier said, the gospel of tree planting had gone deep into the Kenyan psyche, and everyone was playing their part. From Mweni's school, where she taught, 30 tree seedlings were delivered. Their little girl brought 50 tree seedlings from her university, Moi, while the boda young man brought 20 tree seedlings from his boda circle. Mweni's table banking group members brought 25 tree seedlings. Mweni's husband and a member of Katitu self-help group was bereaved with 20 tree seedlings. The funeral committee and the church members brought 50 and 60 tree seedlings respectively. On the burial day, mourners were sensitized and they ended up buying 150 tree seedlings from the mobile seedling vendors who were also in attendance. In total, 405 tree seedlings were availed at Mweni's funeral. Unfortunately, at the time Pascal's son died, gathering had been outlawed by the government and burial was conducted within a very short time of the death, and it was therefore not possible to collect any tree seedling. That was unfortunate. Arrival of newborn. Let us see how it was a blessing to afforestation drive. It is a biblical practice in religious institutions for members, couples, to introduce their newborns to the congregation for blessing by their spiritual leaders. Pascal and Mweni were blessed with 5 children, and their church, Otaro Full Gospel Church, had set a benchmark of 20 tree seedlings for every newborn baby in support for afforestation in an initiative dubbed Seedling for Newborns. Therefore, the couple received a total of 100 tree seedlings from the church owing to their 5 children. In Pascal's eventful life so far, he had been able to collect and plant trees in his 2-acre piece of land from the following sources: marriage, 350 seedlings; Goyodala, 70 seedlings; children's schooling, 1,500 500 seedlings. Congratulations to academic institution. Simba for his sons, 80 seedlings. Goyadala for sons, 172 seedlings. Death, 405 seedlings. Arrival of newborns, 100 seedlings. In total, 2,677 tree seedlings at one time arrived at Pascal and Mweni's home, courtesy of this reforestation program. Discussions. From the population census reports, Kenya's population is growing by approximately 10 million each decade. In other words, 1 million each year. Surprisingly, the daily number of trees cut down for various purposes is 5.6 million. This is a clear indication that there is a problem that needs urgent solution. Another point, Council of Elders have special role ahead to play in marriage laws, that is, setting benchmark seedlings for grooms. Hypothetically, Pascal delivered 100 tree seedlings as part of minimum requirements to officially betroth Mweni in Cumberland 30 years back. Currently, drought is sinking our nation, and therefore, high seedling benchmark will not kill a man. After all, it is a one-time life event, and some grooms will go extra mile to afford expensive cars, houses, phones, honeymoon, etc. for show off and to please the bride. Another point, in the presentation, it was proposed that at least 160 tree seedlings were achievable in any funeral event. Mweni's funeral proved otherwise when 405 tree seedlings were delivered owing to different groupings by the same players. That demonstrated the ability of funeral functions to contribute up to 100 million tree seedlings in Kenya each year if Mweni's burial was to be the benchmark. Another point, going by the presentation, academic institutions proved to be a game changer. Primary and secondary schools are capable of raising up to 150 million tree seedlings annually. To achieve greater number of seedlings annually in the concerned institutions, stakeholders simply need to adjust upwards the number of seedlings targeted by individual learners. Pupils, students are asset enough to change the climate within a short period of time due to their numerical strength. Another point, academic institutions have significant potential to raise own seedlings in volume through pupils and students. On the other hand, religious institutions have ability as well to deliver seedlings in volumes for afforestation program. This is greatly achievable if they focus on promising initiatives within their powers and control, i.e., a seedling for burial, a seedling for a couple, and a seedling for a newborn, whereby faithful members in a place of worship contribute a seedling each to welcome a newborn baby in the society and for environment sake. Another point, hypothesis. James and Lillian are married couples who resides in one of the estates in Nairobi area and are members of the Deliverance Church of Kenya. James was born in Kisumu, a place called Mamboleo, while Lillian was from Butere in Western region. They were blessed with a baby boy, and as tradition, they dedicated the child to the church for blessings. To their surprise, they witnessed their pastor calling on the congregation to bring forth a seedling for newborn. A seedling for newborn. Some members contributed 20 shillings on the spot, but the initiative was to run up to the next Sunday service. The church, with 500 registered members, collected a total of 4,000 shillings owing to 200 participants. The purpose of the funds was to purchase tree seedlings for planting in respect to the newborn child and environment as well. The couple chose their home village, Mamboleo, as preferred seedlings destination in due time. The church committee, in due time, onset of the rain, organized with the nearest seedling vendor, Mamboleo Nurseries, to deliver at a cost 180 tree seedlings in the couple's home village for planting. The seedlings were received by their relatives and were planted as instructed. That was a distance planting demonstrated by the religious institution to rope in events in towns like weddings and others in support of rural afforestation. Another point, Pascal and Mweni wedding attracted 150 tree seedlings, while Mweni's burial attracted 405 tree seedlings respectively. But not all the seedlings were planted in either event. In the context of the presentation, the ceremonies were tree seedling traps, and therefore Pascal would always donate excess tree seedlings to his neighbors for planting as well, under the coined law of afforestation that states, in quote, "On my honor, I promise to do my best to plant the trees to one and my country and to help other people plant." I repeat, on my honor, I promise to do my best to plant the trees to one and my country and to help other people plant. Another point, participants in weddings and funerals, especially in rural environment, will begin to see seedling vendors in those events as well. So, they should promote them by buying one or few seedlings, just in the same way they could have bought a bottle of soda, drinking water, or even take a photo at the event. They should participate religiously and independently by availing tree seedlings at any given opportunity. At the end of the day, the seedlings will find a place in the farms of the concerned communities. Another point, opinion leaders, e.g. MPs, MCAs, governors, businessmen and women, etc., who always contribute funds to support weddings and especially burials in the community, are always doing great job. Congratulations to opinion leaders. In the context of the presentation, they are regarded as seedling source. Their contributions to funerals through their handlers, for example, 10,000 Kenya shillings should be delivered as follows: 9,000 in cash, while 1,000 in kind, in bracket, tree seedlings, if promoting afforestation through existing structures is their business. Another point, if this presentation is adopted by Kenyans, there will be a great shift in afforestation and reforestation activities due to high demand for tree seedlings for various purposes and functions. Also, there will be emergence of new commercial tree nurseries and re-emergence of already dead and buried commercial tree nurseries across the country. Another point, I strongly believe that this presentation will find favor in the eyes of His Excellency the President of the Republic of Kenya and the African nations as well. For any nation to win war against drought and poverty, setting up of tree nurseries in academic institutions must be a priority. Therefore, I believe my able president will demonstrate this by setting up a tree nursery in Otaro primary and secondary schools in respect to this presentation. Amen. Otaro primary and secondary is my immediate school where I am now. Hello viewers, let me dedicate to you the song Perfect Plant. Big up to Luciano, Perfect Love. From Perfect Love I carved Perfect Plant in respect to this afforestation, reforestation program. This is a song conversation between a plant tree and man farmer, both frustrated, tree logging and neglect, and man hunger and drought. Oh, perfect plant, ever my darling tree. As long as the sun hits hard, farm plants rise up in dismay. For we sow the seeds to feed, but the effect of drought is too much in the farms. Matters of farming is hard in the absence of plant trees in the farm. That's how I know I really want you to be my partner. I'll go plant you and raise you and treat you in the farm. I'll praise you, spread you, and treat you all the times. I will raise you in the pots and transplant you in the farm, irrigate you day and night, and protect you from the sun. The plant will respond, but in protest.
You've neglected me for long. You are the source of my frustrations, man. Learn to interact crop with trees for climate change and precipitation. While it's not too late for solutions of droughts in your hands, partner with trees and bring agriculture revolution when it rains.
I'll go plant you and raise you and treat you in the farm.
I'll feed you and treat you and give you satisfaction.
I will raise you in the pot and transplant you in the farm.
I'll give you fruits and joy and give shades to plant.
Oh, the hedge, oh yes, perfect plant and tree is you. Perfect plant tree,
oh yes.
And now that I've got new friends,
and you will love me for real.
Your ability to fill the streams is making farming better and sweet.
And forever we will be friends.
And you will give rain plenty.
And that is the way
to be and to live the godly way. The farmer will have to emphasize our friendship now. I'll go plant you and raise you and treat you in the farm.
I'll feed you and treat you and give you satisfaction.
I will raise you in the pot and transplant you in the farm.
I'll give you fruits and joy and give shade to
I will plant you and raise you and treat you in the farm.
I'll feed you and treat you and give you satisfaction.
I will raise you in the pot and transplant you in the farm.
And give you fruits and joy and give shade to
I will plant you.
I wanna feed you, man,
in my farm. Oh, tree, oh, tree, my plant.
oh yes, I will feed you.
Feed me my farm tree. I'll plant you forever. Special plant. Double drought. I'll plant you forever.
Feed you too.
I'll plant you forever.
Oh man.
Oh, plant. Thank you.